Hello and welcome to a very special Debatable here on God'sAGeek.com with me, Colm. Obviously you can see I've dolled myself up for the occasion. We are here at E3. It's very exciting, you know. There's going to be loads of announcements over the next couple of days. And I want to do a bit of a prediction show, but because I'm not a dog that will get everything right, because just you wait and see, Nacho is a psychic chihuahua, I decided for my predictions to kind of go down a different route. A kind of a route where to give you predictions so off base that if they don't come true, it's okay. I don't end up looking like a dickhead. So, Mark, can we have some prediction music, please? Thank you.
Anyone can make obvious predictions and look rather clever. That's easy. The fun comes from looking at the odds of all the outcomes and putting a tenner on the 25-1 shot rather than the 61-1 on favourite. And that's what this week's show is all about. E3 is happening right now, god damn it! And I'm looking at the big three and giving you 3 predictions that won't happen. But wouldn't it be great if they did? At this moment, I can't get enough of Mario Kart 8. If you own a Wii U, I'm sure you're the exact same. It's an absolute stellar title that has proven quite popular with 1.2 million copies sold in its first week. There's a certain quality to Nintendo's first party that Sony and Microsoft arguably can't match. The aforementioned Plumber, Link, Samus, Kirby, Fox McCloud, Pikachu, Yoshi, DK and obviously Vin Diesel. However, where is Nintendo's Marcus Phoenix? Where's the Wii U's Kratos? Where is Ninty's grit? I think it's about time we see a balls-to-the-wall adult-themed action game from them, don't you? The reason I say this is because it's not actually a completely alien idea. You may think that everything is all fluffy and nice over at Satoru Iwata's gaff, but the former card company can slap an 18 rating on the box. A series like Fatal Frame, or Project Zero as it's known over here, has had tried and tested runs on Nintendo platforms. Project Zero 4 was rated highly both by Edge and Famitsu, and almost every entry in the series sits on a 78 or 79 on Metacritic. Before there's a tirade of abuse in the comments, I'm aware that this isn't a first-party series, as some installments don't appear on Reggie Fils-Aimé's boxes, but the 4th, along with the confirmed upcoming 5th, are exclusives. But that's not enough. Sega published Wii exclusives that got M ratings from the ASRB, with No More Heroes and Mad World being standouts. Reportedly, the original No More Heroes sold just over 500,000 across the globe, whilst Mad World racked up approximately 750,000 in sales. These obviously aren't the numbers Nintendo want. Both titles were released on the Wii, a console which sold of March this year 101 million. But we live in a different time now. We live in a time where Nintendo's home console is lagging behind the other two massively. It needs games. Surprisingly, Mario 3D World couldn't draw in the tens of millions that some were expecting, and its current figure is 2.17 million copies sold. We'll of course see where Mario Kart 8 ends up in the coming months, but maybe the company need to change things. We all know they can produce some Disney-like magic that no one else can, but why not cater towards your older audience? The folks with the money, you know? So my ridiculous prediction that won't come through is that Nintendo will announce a dark, gritty first-person shooter that will be a brand new IP. Just imagine it. Change things up a little, you'd never know what could happen. On the flip side of that, you have Microsoft, a company that appears to be at least trying to get its shit together. They potentially have a bigger E3 on their hands than Nintendo. What are they going to announce? Nobody has a fucking iota. Forza Horizon 2? Already announced. Connectless Xbox? Announced. Halo 5 release date? Announced. If Microsoft come with their hands hanging this week, Sony will eat them up and chew them the fuck out. If they come with the same old story of brown backdrops and gravelly voiced protagonists, the same will happen. Gears of War and Halo are the cornerstone of Phil Spencer's favourite boxes, but like Nintendo, they need something to change their fortune too. It's imperative that they come out swinging. So, what better way to do that than give the audience watching around the world something completely different to what they're expecting? So as you know, Microsoft has effectively killed their camera. Of course, this won't stop them coming out and portraying this facade of caring about the thing. However, let's say they take Rare off Connect duty. Let's just for 1 second. You have one of the most celebrated games developers in history at your disposal. Granted, the amount of people still working there from the Conquer or Donkey Kong days is debatable.
I'm actually quite shocked it took me that long to use the word debatable in a show.
But surely there are some left from the days of Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts or Viva Pinata. Viva Pinata in particular remains one of the best looking video games of all time in my own humble opinion. The vibrant colours popping off the screen, the cute paper mache animals going about their business, it's just stunning. The talent at Rare has been hampered by minigame collections for years, and seeing a brand new IP from them in the same vein as their previous efforts would be magical. So my ridiculous prediction that won't come through is that Rare is developing a new Nintendo-like platformer for Xbox One, and it's not going to come through because they're probably doing fucking Kinect Sports 3. Lastly, and by no means least, Sony. 12 months removed from their E3 media briefing where Jackie Boy proverbially dropped the mic and announced you can play second-hand games on their console, the PlayStation 4 has outsold everything else on the market. But I'd be lying if I said I turn mine on every day. Their exclusive software has been lackluster to say the least. Even the volume of exclusive software. Other than Infamous, I'm struggling to come up with AAA only on PS4 titles, and Delson Rowe's effort was decent, but nothing earth-shattering. So where does that leave them? Do they need something gritty like Nintendo? Do they need something light and fluffy like Microsoft? Or do they need to open up the vault and bring back a motherfucking classic? You bet your ass they do. Sony used to have so many weird franchises on the go. Parappa, for instance, a fantastic game about a dog that raps. Medieval, a hack and slash title where you played as an undead skeleton knight. With the PS3, Sony seemed to leave a lot of that quirkiness behind and focus on big blockbusters like God of War and Uncharted. Well, I propose they bring someone back. Someone we haven't seen in a very long time, and that someone is the marsupial omnivore native to Australia, the Bandicoot. Originally called Willy the Wombat, the first game in the Crash Bandicoot series was released in 1995, and there's no doubt that it wasn't exactly Mario 64 in terms of technical advancements, but for many it was their childhood. Crash was positioned alongside Ms. Croft from Tomb Raider as a sort of semi-mascot for Sony's system. It propelled Naughty Dog into the limelight, and the studio went on to create the first 3 entries along with Crash Team Racing. After the kart racer, the dev house wanted to move on to Jak and Daxter and try their hand on a new IP. The obviously native went multi-platform, and even though you have cult fan favourites like Twinsanity, the franchise has basically died on its arse. Activision currently own the IP, and even though it's been many years since a proper new Crash, fans still clamour for something with the Tasmanian devil-like fella. In some advertising leading up to the PS4 scheduled release, there was a glimpse of something that alluded to a potential Crash return, but nothing has come out of that. Could I see Naughty Dog picking up the Crash baton once again? Probably not. After the success of The Last of Us, I think their platforming days are long gone. Plus, as far as everyone is aware, Activision does in fact still have the rights. Or do they? Out of all my ridiculous predictions, this is the one that will definitely not come through. But my prediction is that Crash has come home to Sony and a reboot is announced at E3 developed by Sucker Punch. Why not?
Just imagine the return of Crash Bandicoot. As I said, it probably won't happen, but Sucker Punch even seems like a good fit. You know, with Sly Cooper and Infamous. I don't know, I think it's kind of done, really. I thought it was kind of done after Infamous 2, but that's beside the point. I think they would be the perfect fit for a Crash Bandicoot reboot. But as I said, look, all those predictions, they're probably not going to come through. But the ones that Nacho did, which I urge you to watch before any of the shit hits the fan later today with the first couple of press conferences, do have a look at them because they're absolutely fantastic. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this episode of Debatable here on GodIsGeek.com. If you disagree with any of my predictions, or if you want to kind of retroactively, come back once we've gone through the entirety of E3 and go, haha, Colm, you dickhead, you got it wrong. Please do let us know your opinions in the YouTube comments, the article itself, the comment section of that, or tweet me. Because everything I say on this show and past shows and future shows, well, look, it's just my opinion and my opinion alone. And as always, it's debatable.